21 days off of Facebook. I'm now on the other end of the 21 days. I feel fresher, I feel lighter. The funny thing about considering not being on Facebook for 21 days is that there was fear. Like, there was this idea that there was some really important information that I needed to be connected to, and that not being on Facebook would mean that I just wouldn't have this connection to really important updates and information. In that time, though, I realized that the people who I'm intending to connect with and who are intending to connect with me can do that with or without Facebook. And it just made me realize how often I'm peeking into people's lives, but not contributing in any way, but feeling like I'm a part of it. As all that I am, all that I've done, and all that I see to be in my future, I realized that I needed to be way more purposeful about what I was doing with my time. And so I'm very glad that I did this. At the end of 2016, I did a 60-day juice fast. And I've come to the conclusion that fasting is just something that I want to incorporate in my life. And I thought, there's diet, and then there's your mental diet. There's a diet that an edible diet, a nutritional diet for your belly, for your body, and then there's a mental diet. And when I looked on Facebook, people post the stuff that's on their mind, and the stuff that's on their mind is often the things that we're seeing on the media, on the news, just the current climate. And looking through my news feed, I realized that as things were coming up, I felt so much. I felt the angst. I could feel the pain. I could feel the fear. I realized I wanted to do a more intentional job about managing my mental diet, the things that I was allowing to penetrate my visual receptors and then impact my emotional health. And I realized that on my newsfeed there would be just a vast variety of things that could have me in a whole bunch of places that I may not want to be. So years ago, I decided to be very intentional about what I see on Facebook, the kind of content that I want to see, what I want to go on Facebook and feel. I want to feel uplifted. I want to feel encouraged in my daily life, in my daily practice, and my responsibilities. I want to feel empowered and invigorated, right? So I was noticing that there were things that I was seeing that I didn't feel empowered by. I didn't feel invigorated. I didn't feel uplifted. I felt discouraged. I felt cynical. I felt a lot of things that I didn't want to feel. So I made an intention not to share things that made me feel that way, you know? And then I became intentional about the pages that I was viewing and whether or not I considered, like, do I really want to see this page? So I did that. But then I realized that when I had certain feelings, they say that you go into fight or flight. And I realized that I have a tendency to flight. So Facebook was one of my flight tools. It was one of the places that I went to escape my feelings. I realized that there is so much power in exploring our feelings. Feelings are indicators. They let you know which direction you're headed toward. So they're information. They're not good. They're not bad. They are like a map. They're like an arrow pointing to where you're headed. That's what emotions are. And emotions are your body's way of communicating what is going on inside of you. If we didn't feel that, we probably wouldn't know, you know? So it's a gratitude thing, to realize how being aware of your feelings, observing your feelings, and tapping into them can connect you with the best next step that you should take. Realizing that I would do a lot of flighting, there were a lot of emotions that I was not processing, that I was not integrating, that therefore I wasn't benefiting from, and that I was not growing as a result of. Avoiding things, denying things, it's a form of lying to oneself. It's a form of withholding oneself. This notion that I can't handle this, so I have to leave. You know, I can't handle this. I'm out of here. And, fighting is similar, except you escape the angst through action. You escape by doing something, and that way you feel empowered and you feel like you're on top of things. And escaping, you're like, whew, it was a close one. I'm out of there. It's like either way, either option you pick, either extreme you tend toward, you feel free. When you feel good, you feel empowered by this notion that you're either escaping or taking charge. But what I'm realizing is that when I breathe into my emotions and I ask questions like, what does this feeling let me know is going on inside of me? What opportunities is this emotion or this circumstance allowing? What is being called for in my life? How can I take empowered actions? What do I want? What do I want to feel? What do I want to experience? And how can I go about making a step toward that which I want in this moment? That is what I'm learning to do when I feel emotions instead of escaping them. And so I had to remove the things that I escape to. And Facebook was one of them. So leaving Facebook kind of allowed me to tap in to paying attention to my energy centers, to my emotion, um, to the things that I want in my life, to the things that I'm creating, to being more focused in the things that are going on in my present life, being more engaged in my relationships. I noticed that my phone was in my hand a lot, and I was watching my kids watch me with my phone in my hand and wondering what they must think. That's so important on this screen that I can't make eye contact with them. Like, what is so vital? Like, what is so valuable? What could possibly be more valuable than me in this moment? And realizing that I wanted to do a better job of managing my mental diet and being aware of what I was taking into my visual receptors, what I was taking into my audio receptors. Because what you receive through sight, sound, touch goes inside, and then it translates into something else inside of you. And when you're just sitting there passively absorbing, there's all kinds of things that are in there. And there's nothing wrong with doing that when you're aware that's what you're doing. But when you're just unconsciously, repetitively absorbing just randomness, what are you doing? And are you contributing? And I thought, do I just want to sit there and passively absorb, or do I want to set the pace? Do I want to just sit here and receive, or do I want to give, and do I want to share? And I realized I want to do more of that. So this has been a really great reflective time, and it's been really, really good for my spirit. It's been amazing for my relationships with my family. Man, it's been revolutionary. Just my sense of connection, just internally. I'm able to now, I was one of those people that I didn't give myself permission to want the things that I wanted. And so I would, just considering the question, what do you want? I would be like, what do I want? And I realized I'd been in the habit of just kind of withholding myself from things I wanted so much that I actually detached from the things I wanted with this belief, this underlying belief that I can't have what I want, or that I don't deserve what I want. And now, literally today, I've been asking, what do I want in this experience? I've been asking my kids, what do you want? And then as I asked them what they wanted, I thought about what I want for them. And it's been incredible. It's been incredible because it helped me to realize how much I can trust. How much I can trust that the things that matter the most to me are mine. That all I have to do is be present and get out of the way of the process. I don't necessarily believe that all of us have to do one thing. You know, I'm not one of those people that says, hey, I did this, you should do it too. What do you feel inclined to be intentional about, and how can you do that? And what are you using as a tool to remove yourself from consciousness in your life? We all have things that we do. We all have things that we engage in that kind of brings us away. Then there's that relationship with yourself. Like, how much time are you putting into that? And I realized that as a mom, as a woman, it is my nature to just want to give. I want everybody in my life to just be so happy. I want them to feel loved, and I want them in their connection with me to feel like they can have access to anything they want. I want that for my husband. I want that for my children. I want that for my family, for my friends. I want them to feel like because they interacted with me, they have attached and connected to something limitless. That is what I want people. That's what I want you to feel. Limitlessness. And I realize there's a certain amount of energy that's required that I need to bring to my life in order to do that. And taking time away from some of my distractions has enabled me to be more connected. And I feel so empowered, and I realize I'm not going to be on Facebook as much as I was before, and I'm glad, but I'm going to contribute more than I ever have. And I'm really happy about that. I'm super excited. So I just want to share that with you guys. I have great love and appreciation for the opportunity to share. And for those of you who watched, thank you. Thank you for your time. And blessings to you. I give blessings. I give good intention to you, support for all of the things that matter to you in your life. And that our engagement is something that is beneficial to me because I'm sharing, and I enjoy sharing, and that is beneficial to you in your life. Thanks.